Trump Mobile just quietly removed Made in the USA from its T1 phone site after backlash over false claims. Experts say the device is really a rebranded Chinese-made REVVL 7 Pro 5G sold by T-Mobile for $169. Yet the T1 is priced at $499. The original 6.78-inch AMOLED screen and 12 gigabytes RAM gone. Now it's just vague phrases like proudly American and American hands behind every device. Reality check. Building a phone fully in the US for this price? Impossible. And the mobile service? Just repackaged from existing networks. Total branding over substance.
It is not Trump's fault. He's not the one actually selling the Trump phone. This is how the scam works. The Trump organization is using Trump's name to sell their cell service and their $500 phone. But as we've discovered, the Trump phone is not real, and the people that bought one are about to be very upset. So to avoid the lawsuits, they put this in the fine print. The Trump organization isn't actually developing, designing, or selling anything. It's a different company called T1 Mobile LLC. So when people realize it's a scam and say, hey, I'm gonna sue Trump, what the heck? Trump can say, wait, it's not me. It's Trump Mobile LLC. They're the ones advertising an S25 Ultra. They're the ones about to get sued by Spigen. They do the scamming, they deal with the customer complaints, they deal with the lawsuits, and then they take the money and pay it to the Trump organization as a licensing fee in exchange for being able to use Trump's name to advertise the phone. And if you're wondering, this is how all Trump scams work. Like, this is how the hotels work, the merch works, all of it. They just make a fake company to run the scam and extract the money and to avoid the lawsuits directly. The money that's extracted goes right back up through licensing. And when this company fails because it's not a real good company, they just remove the licensing rights, let it die off, and replace it with something new.
President Trump, if you see this, please save us. I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden's talking with some kind of crazy flag. This is America. This is our land. Please, President Trump. Please, I hope you have a plan. But God, please save us. Save us from the devil, please. Y'all, I'm about to have a panic attack. This is our country. Our country. This is awful. God, please save us, please.
MAGA is upset with Donald Trump, and Trump phone is the reason, as they're starting to think they got scammed. Now, if you remember a few months ago, Donald Trump and his sons announced Trump phone, which promised to be a 100% made in America phone for upwards of $500, along with service plans. All you had to do to be part of it was deposit $100. Well, many Trump supporters got in, deposited their $100, and have received nothing since.
A wave of MAGA supporters online, many of them white conservatives who proudly backed Trump's latest tech-themed fundraising push, are furious because they say they spent their hard-earned money expecting an exclusive Trump mobile phone and now feels like they got nothing in return.
MAGA is upset with Donald Trump, and Trump phone is the reason, as they're starting to think they got scammed. Now, if you remember a few months ago, Donald Trump and his sons announced Trump phone, which promised to be a 100% made in America phone for upwards of $500, along with service plans. All you had to do to be part of it was deposit $100. Well, many Trump supporters got in, deposited their $100, and have received nothing since. In fact, many of them have complained about the promised delivery dates that have come and gone without any update. You can't get a hold of anybody through customer service to find out what's going on. There's been very little updates to the website other than changes to the design of the phone and, of course, no longer being made in America. This right here is an indictment of everything Donald Trump, everything we tried to tell MAGA, that he overpromises but never delivers. There should have been a sign when it promised to have unlimited text, call, and data, along with telehealth services and virtual medical care. Should have been your sign that something wasn't right and your $100 was going nowhere.
MAGA is upset with Donald Trump, and Trump phone is the reason. as they're starting to think they got scammed. Now, if you remember a few months ago, Donald Trump and his sons announced Trump Phone, which promised to be a 100% made in America phone for upwards of $500, along with service plans. All you had to do to be part of it was deposit $100. Well, many Trump supporters got in, deposited their $100, and have received nothing since. In fact, many of them have complained about the promised delivery dates that have come and gone without any update. You can't get a hold of anybody through customer service to find out what is going on. There has been very little updates to the website other than changes to the design of the phone and, of course, no longer being made in America. This right here is an indictment of everything. Donald Trump, everything we tried to tell MAGA, that he overpromises but never delivers. There should have been a sign when it promised to have unlimited text call and data along with telehealth services and virtual medical care. Should have been your sign that something wasn't right and your $100 was going nowhere.
The Trump phone was announced back in June and originally was supposed to have a delivery date somewhere in August, but now we're in late November and folks still have not received their products. This is an article published by NBC News, and you can see the journalist's name right here to give him credit. When the phone was announced back in the summer, NBC News paid the $100 deposit in order to get in line for one of Trump's promised smartphones. This is a smartphone that allegedly would be completely made in the United States, but they are finding that this is virtually impossible given the components required to make a phone being made all over the world. They want to call it the T1, and of course it will come in what color? Gold. Now, despite the company definitely taking that $100 deposit, it going through and being cleared out of the account used for the purposes of this investigation, they can get no real update on when this phone is supposed to arrive. In fact, it says that they have made 5 separate calls to the mobile support number, and they were told back in October that they would have a specific ship date of November 13th, but that has continued to be pushed back, with the operator even trying to blame the government shutdown for the delay, but really providing no information on how that would work. Now, you can use an existing phone on this service. It's $47.45 per month, and it supposedly promises telehealth services and virtual medical care. However, there seem to be some quiet changes happening to the website since the release and announcement of the phone in the summer. I decided to go and take a look at the website myself, and this is what I found. What was originally touted as made in America, fully made in America, now says American proud design. Not quite sure what that's supposed to mean. And they are still accepting deposits for the $499 phone, which evidently does not yet exist. They are still accepting those deposits, as you can see here, but you can also buy refurbished Samsung phones. Oh, and iPhones too. Take a look. It's still promising a release date later this year, but again, they can't get specific details on that. The whole Trump phone, Trump mobile deal was supposed to give freedom to the consumer and take away the inflated price tags of smartphones. But people are paying $100 deposits expecting a phone later this year, and we have December left, and no phones are being shipped. This is the customer service line. I don't have time before work to give it a call, but I would be interested to see what you were told should you decide to do so. You can also become a partner, so there's info about that on the website. But shockingly so, it does appear that this is a promise that perhaps cannot be delivered upon in the way and the timing and the specifications that were originally promised to consumers. Just another in a long list of Trump scams? Maybe?
It's time to speak up. Well, it appears the joke's on me. It appears I have been the biggest fool alive. You see, before the last couple of days, I knew that there was a segment of MAGA who just hated, who just wanted to burn the world down, and they don't care who they hurt. In the meantime, I knew there was that section, but I really, really thought that most of MAGA just didn't get it. I really thought they just didn't understand. They didn't understand economics because it's complicated. They hadn't studied Project 2025, so they didn't know what was coming. But I really thought when he got in there and started doing the things that hurt so many people, that they would realize, and that they would. But they don't care. Y'all have been telling me this for 2 months, and I kept saying, no, we just have to explain it to them. We just have. Now, I know there are a few, and I thank you guys. You make it worth sticking with this. But over the last couple of days, I have realized that the majority of Republicans do not care how many people are hurt. And they are exactly what Palpatine said. They're the ones he was talking about when he said he could unalive someone in public and they would still vote for him. I thought they just wanted lower egg prices. I thought they were struggling in the economy and it was hard and they wanted their lives to be easier and they listened to that. And that's why they voted for him. But they don't care. They literally don't care how many other people in this world are hurt. See, the difference is I'm willing to pay more for my eggs if it means no one in my country goes hungry tonight. I am willing to pay more for my eggs if it means everybody can have an egg. But they really don't care. And I am heartbroken that so many in my country don't care. That so many won't go love their neighbor. But I want to thank those of you who are. You're the ones keeping me going. Go love your neighbor.
Back in June, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump announced the launch of Trump Cellular, which of course is exactly what it sounds like. It's a cell phone service that was supposed to have these gold-plated special Trump Patriot phones, and we're going to give you discounted services, and everything's going to be Trump with Trump Mobile. And they announced that in June, and they said, of course, these phones, these $500 phones that you got to put a $100 deposit on, those are going to be out to you, the consumer of Trump Mobile, in August. August was over 3 months ago, folks. Nobody got the phones. And then, of course, when nobody got those, stupid little phones in August, the company said, whoa, okay, hold up now. We're going to get them to you in October. Okay, it's also not October anymore. And then they said, you know what? You're going to get them around mid-November. And then Trump Mobile said, you know what? You're going to get them sometime in December. Just a vague sometime in December, which would then be 4 months after the promised release date that people started paying $100 for back in June. And now the website for Trump Mobile has completely scrubbed any mention of any possible delivery date on their scammy little cell phones. Although they are offering refurbished iPhones and Samsung Galaxy phones, so you could still buy one of those pieces of crap because they're all refurbished, right? We're not going to give you new ones. They're not going to carry Trump Mobile, but we took these and we, quote, brought to life here in the USA. The phones are. They weren't manufactured here. Maybe they were fixed up, had some screens replaced, but whatever, you're getting a used phone. But the Trump branded phones, nowhere to be seen. 3.5 months, almost 4 at this point, from their promised delivery date. And there is not a single thing about this that is surprising at all. From the start, this Trump Mobile grift, scam, con, whatever you want to call it, it's probably all of them, was a farce. I mean, they originally announced that these Trump S1 phones were going to be made in the USA. And of course, they're not. They're made in China. So then they scrubbed that from the website and also added the brought to life here in the USA, which means nothing. Brought to life. Phones are not animate objects. You can't bring them to life. But I'm assuming because of the vague terminology, they're just meaning like, oh, we turned it on here, so it came to life. But it's been a scam from the start.
Some of Donald Trump's most loyal supporters are now furious. You might be saying, of course they are. But they're furious about a new thing, okay? Which is they bought what they thought were collectible Trump watches. Watches that sold for anywhere between $499 and $3,000. And customers are now saying a lot of these watches never arrived. Refund requests were ignored. There's no customer service. You look on Trustpilot, as of the moment when I looked, 57% of reviews are 1-star reviews. And the complaints are all the same. Long delays, fake tracking updates, emails that go nowhere. One guy wrote, "Oh, my daughter's bought me a watch for my 80th birthday. Five months later, I haven't gotten it." Others said it took me weeks to realize I had been scammed. People overseas, buyers from Sweden, Norway, Switzerland said we didn't get the watch. By the way, if you're in Sweden and you're buying a Trump watch, I want to talk to you. Something must be really wrong. Now, the ads say the watches are Swiss made. The company traces back to a Wyoming shopping center. Now, it's possible the watches are Swiss made. I don't know. But this is the latest line in a long series of Trump gifts that are scams, or that fail, or that are no good. Trump steaks, Trump University, Trump vodka, Trump NFTs, and it's the same formula. Hype up the product, overcharge, underdeliver, and then disappear. Now, here's the trick that Trump always uses. It's not technically run by Trump. It's one of these licensing deals. Trump's the salesman. Trump's the pitch man. He's the guy asking for money. And for a bunch of Trump followers, that's enough. That's cool. The Trump's talking about it. I'm going to buy it, even if I can't afford it. And oftentimes the product is not really the physical thing. It's the pitch. It's the fact that Donald Trump is promising it. It might be a golden tower, a fake university, or whatever. And the signature move with all of these schemes is Trump licenses his name. He doesn't run the business. And that's how when it falls apart, he keeps his hands clean. He'll lend his name to steaks, vodka, condos, or overpriced watches. And then when there's a production problem, a customer service problem, a refund problem, a shipping problem, he just goes, "Oh, I'm not really running this thing." And so he can sometimes collect the check up front, take credit if it goes well, deny responsibility when it collapses, and think about the last 24 hours. On the one hand, we learned Trump's doing a $1 million per person fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago. On the other hand, he's scamming people with $500 watches, and his supporters just keep buying it. Will they ever realize the grift? And the grift includes the watches, but it also includes the presidency itself.
Okay, so get this. Trump supporters are getting scammed into buying Trump bucks online, which are absolutely worthless. This company is claiming that these Trump bucks will get you really rich super quickly, but of course that's just not true. And this is what some of the Trump bucks look like. Yeah, people are actually buying this. And one guy spent $2,200 on Trump bucks only to discover that they are worthless when he tried to cash them in. Companies like Patriots Dynasty, Patriots Future, and USA Patriots are behind the scam. But it just goes to show you that these diehard Trump supporters will buy anything with his face or his logo on it. But look, if you are a supporter of Donald Trump, please don't fall for things like this.
A cell phone case company is threatening to sue Trump Mobile. You know that phone that they're trying to grift people with? They have a whole phone service they're claiming is the American phone service. This phone doesn't exist. They're taking deposits. They're taking $100 deposits from people for a phone that doesn't exist. So this is the image that they posted of the supposed T1 phone that is made in America, but it's not. Cell phone case company Spigen saw this image on Twitter and responded, "Bro, what?" Because that's their case, just Photoshop. And the reason we know it's their case, they didn't even bother to take the Spigen logo off the image when they photoshopped it before they put it up. This phone doesn't exist. Spigen followed up their "bro what" tweet with this on their own page, lawsuit incoming, because this is their case that they're using. They have since changed the image on the website to a more generic looking T1 phone. The funniest thing to me is that they claim it's made in America, but then when you look at the actual way they worded it, it's clear that it's not actually made in America. It's just an American proud design. It's brought to life here in the USA with American hands behind it. What does that mean? They're not making a shit.
You know what, President Trump? This is for you, man. Look, I know you've got a lot on your plate. I know you have a lot to do and a lot to keep this country safe, and I appreciate that. But you made us a campaign promise. And I remember you said it at every stop. I'm going to fix the economy and get prices more affordable. You ain't done none of that. Not even a little bit. Stores are price gouging us on tariffs. Stuff that they're putting on tariffs on. And guess what? They're made here in America. You call it like your agencies call it out, but nothing gets done. The stores aren't made to put the prices back. They're not made to fix anything. No, instead, what are they doing? Still charging us the same prices. In fact, they're raising prices even higher. And your administration is doing nothing to help that. Nothing. Not a thing. You have done absolutely nothing to help that. And I'm sorry, but we're struggling. You're erasing the middle class. You know, you said, oh, the left, they're all about erasing the middle class. No, you are too, because you're doing the same exact thing. You're not doing anything to help us. I know you got a lot on your plate, but man, just take a day or 2 days and do something to turn around the economy in this country. People are struggling. People are losing their homes because they can't afford. They have to choose between making a car payment or putting food on their table. People are having to choose between paying their credit cards down or putting food on the table. Or they're having to max out their credit cards to pay bills because everything is so daggum expensive. Gas should be going down. We're drilling in America. Why is gas still over $2.89 a gallon? Why is things so damn expensive under you this time, but last time is so much cheaper? I know the Biden administration screwed up the economy and made inflation just skyrocket. But there are things that you can do to fix it, and you need to do it.
A lot of MAGA voters have been crying out saying, this isn't what we voted for. And honestly, it's WhYte to watch. These are the same folks who were rocking those red hats, screaming, make America great again, and swearing Trump was the man who will fix the economy, bring back jobs, and make life easier. Now, they are realizing their dream they were sold isn't matching the reality they are living. Back in 2016, and again after, Trump came in promising to drain the swamp, protect the working class, and make America rich again. A lot of people, especially small business owners, factory workers, and middle class folks, really believe that. They thought he was gonna, fight for them, lower cost, and put America first. Fast forward to now, and those same people are watching their grocery bills skyrocket, rent shoot up, and their town struggling. And suddenly, that red hat pride turned into regret. Hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I'm going to let some of the clips I gathered for you guys roll. Then I'll come back with the commentary. Please do well to like and subscribe. Credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch.
So y'all, I live in Florida and I voted for Trump, and honestly, I never even thought about it. Everybody I know voted for Trump, and I never thought about it, but I saw an interview with that astronaut on Fox News today, and I'm kind of freaking out.
MAGA is furious with Donald Trump, and the Trump Watch is the reason, as they're calling the whole thing a scam. Now, if you missed it, Donald Trump is selling a line of watches that he calls the Trump Watch, and he promises it's of the highest quality, made in Switzerland, and it will cost you anywhere from $500 up to the price of a Rolex. Well, Trump supporters that have bought the watch are disappointed, saying that the whole thing is a scam, and the biggest complaint, they never received the watch, which is what we could have told you. It's exactly what we would have predicted. Ask anybody who bought the Trump shoes. Ask charitable organizations that worked with Trump Foundation or the students at Trump University. This is who Donald Trump is. Time and time again, the people who do business with him walk away with the short end of the stick. We tried to warn you, both in his business and political life, of who he is. So for any MAGA or Trump supporter out there that bought the Trump watch and feels like they got scammed, it's on you.
Welcome back to my channel, and of course if you are new here, please subscribe. Let's break it down. Here's what happened. A political fundraising push was promoted online, promising supporters early access, perks, or special membership benefits. Some ads and influencers hyped it up in ways that made people believe a branded Trump's phone was coming, something patriotic, secure, and exclusive. Supporters thought they were getting a physical phone, special Trump-themed features, early Patriot Tech access, or some insiders' membership packs. People donated, bought memberships, or prepaid expecting something tangible. Now here's the irony. Weeks pass, no phone, no package, no tracking number, no updates. And suddenly, social media didn't keep quiet. Supporters posted, "Where's our phone? Did we just get scammed? We believed in this movement. How could this happen? We paid real money for this." Live streams, Facebook groups, and conservative forums are filled with anger, confusion, and disappointment. Many say they feel betrayed, not by the movement itself, but by the people running the fundraiser. This backlash created a split. Some supporters say, this was a misunderstanding, people to be patient. Others insist they were misled, they want refunds. And a third group believes Influencers hyped this beyond what was real. No matter which side they are on, the frustration is real, especially among long-time white conservatives who believed a phone symbolized loyalty and patriot pride. This entire situation raises bigger questions. Are political match fundraisers getting out of control? Are supporters being promised too much for their money? Who is responsible when hype goes wrong? The campaign, the influencers, or the promoters? People aren't just angry about the product, they are angry about trust. For many, this wasn't a phone. It was a symbol of connection, identity, and belonging to something bigger. So now the pressure is on. Supporters want answers. Influencers are backpedaling. Campaign groups are clarifying. And the Trump phone saga has officially become one of the most dramatic supporters versus fundraiser controversies of the year. Will people get refunds? Will promises be honored? Or will this become another moment that divides the MAGA community even further? Stay tuned because this story is far from over. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This is Mercy Realities.